Can you state your name?
Renaldo Wilson.
And where were you born and what year?
I was born in Tennessee, Chattanooga specifically, in 1982.
And what year did you come to California?
I came the first time in 1988, went back to Tennessee in 1990, and then came back again in 92.
How long have you lived in Boyle Heights?
How long have we been here?
I don't know. I'm like, what you're doing? She's like, I'm trying to move
3
it.
years? 2 years? 2.5? I think a little over 2 years.
And how did you come about living in Boyle Heights?
Because of Martha. Do they know you yet? No. The person who lived here left, went to Chile. Didn't want gentrifiers to come in. I guess by marriage, I'm not a gentrifier. So I was able with Deanna, with my wife, to come and live here.
And in what area of Boyle Heights do you live in?
I don't know, what area would you call this? We're by Soto, we're by Cesar Chavez.
And can you tell me a little bit about how it's been living in this neighborhood?
Well, it changes. When I first came here, I got a lot of odd stares. I got called names weekly. I'm sure you can guess what names I was called. I worked at Kaiser, so I was always dressed up, like button-ups, things like that, suits, things like that. So I think they saw me every day walking. I would get up really early and go to work dressed up. I was always with the kids, so I think because of that, they laid off a little bit, so they were cooler with me. Now that I'm working from home, I dress like this often, so I can tell that, again, I'm getting stares. One person down the street asked me a couple of questions, like, do I still have a job? Which I doubt they ask anybody else. But I think a big part of it, they're just trying to figure out, like, what kind of a person am I? Am I a family man? Am I just some random gentrifier? I know they have a lot of stereotypes about black people. I might be the only black person they know, so they're asking a lot of questions. But it's nicer now than when I first came here, for sure.
And what things do you like about Boyle Heights?
I like the convenience. Deanna's mom, Deanna's my wife, her mom came to visit us once and she said she felt like Chavez, that she was in Mexico City, said it was very similar. There's so many things that we needed and we just walked down to either Wabash or Chavez and they have access, which is great. There's these pans and pots and pans that we wanted, we got them for super cheap on Wabash. I work out a lot, so I got protein powder for close to nothing. So convenience and street vendors. It's really cool.
And what are your favorite sounds of Boyle Heights?
Sounds?
Any particular sounds that you are fond of? Like any...
Maybe the music. We walked down to Wabash Market. And on our way back, we heard so many parties and the different types of music. So I'm actually an adjunct professor at Pacific Oaks University, and I was doing Mexican music. And the vast array of music from Mexico is huge, and it's cool walking around this neighborhood. You get to hear all, like literally every type of music that I talked about, you get to hear here on a daily basis.
And what are your favorite foods that are in Boyle Heights, or restaurants as well?
Ceviche is my favorite, so it's cool that there's restaurants that specialize in ceviche. But I think my favorite, even though not everyone here is down with them because of their owner, is guisados. I really like guisados a lot. I like the burritos from Las Flautas, and my kids really love Meal Play Grill. They go there probably once every other day. Seriously. Yeah.
Are there any specific places in Boyle Heights that you like?
Yeah, so I go for jogs a lot, so I jog around the cemetery. It's just a nice atmosphere. It's outside of Boyle Heights, but we go hiking in Ascot Hills, which is nice too. but specifically here, because I work from home, I'm always going for a walk, so I'm discovering new parts of Boyle Heights, which is cool. Some parts nicer than others, but I don't know if I have a favorite part. I think at this point it's just fun to walk and discover.
Are there any specific events in Boyle Heights that you're fond of?
Once we were on Chavez and there was a protest going on, and they allowed us to just join in, which was great. It was for workers' rights and for those being deported and detained at the border. So I love that things like that happen here. It's a lot of, how do I say it? It's a lot of self-pride without feeling bad about it. What is the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the exact word I'm looking for, but I love that the people in this neighborhood care so much about what's happening to Latinos in general and indigenous people with some groups specifically. And I like that I get to be a part of it sometimes.
And as a black person, do you feel safe in this neighborhood?
For the most part. There was a time when I asked the person to stop speeding because we live on the border of Malabar and Forest, and consistently people don't stop at the four-way stop. And I have 2 kids, and there's kids all around they play with, and people just speed by them. So I asked people to slow down. They consistently yell at me, scream at me, slam on their brakes, and ask why am I talking to them when I don't belong here. So in those moments, not so much, but besides that, yeah.
And what do you think brown people in the neighborhood can do to make you feel safer?
I don't think it's their job to make me feel safer. This isn't my hood. I'm here. I appreciate being able to be here. I know that this land is indigenous land, first and foremost, and then after that, after colonization, so many different groups and communities lived here. I know that there were some blacks that lived here, but it was very few, so I feel like I'm still a guest. So it's not their job to make me feel safer.
And right now in COVID, how do you think the neighborhood has changed, if anything, at all?
I feel like this is one of the only places where the street vendors were still coming out and they would wait for the police to escort them off. I thought that was really cool. That was a really strong move. So I really appreciate that piece.
Is there any other stories or anything else you'd like to add about the neighborhood?
Candelas. We went to Candelas and they had a big fundraiser going on. And as a result, and if y'all know what that is, it's a guitar shop here where they handcrafted themselves. My daughter really got into it. She plays guitar now. I bought a few things for them. I play bass now, largely because of after we went there. I really got into the bass. So I'm a big fan of that place and I really want to blow it up as much as possible.
Thank you for your time. Yay.